Yeah. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Gary.
Hi.
I was just a lesson in persistence today. Just keep on plugging away. You'll hit your reward.
Yeah, I guess so. I think I was very proud of the group anyway. Even 1-0, 80 odd minutes, whatever it was on the clock. Just the performance and sort of the understanding of what we were trying to do and the structure. As well as the sort of the mentality to keep going. Obviously, we started very slowly, which caused us a problem. But then the reaction from that, I thought, was very, very good. 1-0 down at home to Spurs, who are a possession-based team and can then sort of suffocate you with the ball. For the lads to step up and keep believing in everything that we'd worked on. So I would have been very proud of the group anyway, even if somehow that game would have finished 1-0 to Tottenham. It would have been a bit of a hard luck story, but still would have been very proud of what the group managed to produce today.
To then get the late equaliser and still have the wherewithal to want to go and get the winner as well, with virtually the last kick of the game. I mean, that just goes to show that, as I said, the resilience of the squad, I suppose.
Yeah, I spoke to the boys at half time, obviously briefly, but around like the scoreline's irrelevant. Like we were the better side in the 45 minutes, so don't let the scoreline dictate how you feel. Like you're on top of Spurs at this moment. They're a top side, but we're the better side on the pitch at the moment, and we need to keep believing that. You keep believing, we keep pushing, and then regardless of what happens, we come back in here and we accept where we are for what we've given. So yeah, it was probably the most proud I've been of a group that I've coached today. I think just to produce what they produced against the top side. Easy for me to put stuff on the tactics board for them, for us to practice it against the kids and it to look how we want it to look, but to go out there, go a goal down, play against the Spurs team that press extremely aggressively, for us to be able to find the solutions like we did and keep causing them problems was credit to the group.
Just a final one from me. Not one VAR incident all afternoon.
No.
Nice relief.
Yeah, no, it's a relief to not have to sit here and answer your questions on it. So we'll try not to mention VAR.
Gary, how impressed were you with Mario Lamine today? How fitting was it that he got the goal at the end?
Yeah, it was a big performance. There was a lot of ground for him to cover, especially once we went 1-0 down and we started to try and switch to being more aggressive. There was quite a big job for him to do in there. And the amount of times he wins the ball back for us and then gives us real good rhythm with it. And he's able to drive the team from the middle of the pitch. So then for him to get the winner after the shift he's put in was a reward for what he'd given today. I thought it was an excellent all-round midfield performance from him.
What you said, Gary, about how well Pablo had trained in the week, so you seem to be pleased for him having had a frustrating season for the most part.
Yeah, really pleased. So he obviously, he forced my hand this week with. He gets on the pitch purely because of how he's worked and the quality that he's shown in the week. So even before the game, when I'm discussing stuff with the coaching staff around how Pablo can impact it and when, and what the game needs to look like for him to have maximum impact. He's if you wanted anyone in those two situations, we have a talented group, of course, but when the ball's being fizzed across the pace it was, if you want someone on the end of it with a first touch and a finish, in our group, Pablo would be right at the top of the list. And then the same with the pass to Mario. If you want someone on that ball trying to find a pass through a high line, Pablo's very high up the list. So delighted for him because it's not easy not playing, especially when you're, an experienced pro, played for some big clubs. To have to sit and work and wait can be difficult. So really pleased for him.
That's twice in 3 weeks you've come from a goal down and to win the game. Have you had to install that belief in the players since you've come here?
I think the belief just comes from the work that we do. I think they, when you're having success against Spurs from the things that we've worked on, that increases belief. You speak about getting the ball wide, creating 2v1s and Spurs pressing aggressively, but if we position ourselves correctly, we should be able to get through or around it or over it. And the lads start to take belief from those situations. So that's sort of how I try and instill belief in them. And then we work on mentality a lot. I push the lads on it an awful lot. Spoke to them after the game there around how proud I was of what they produced. Like mentality-wise, I try and make that team sort of resemble me. And it did, but said to them, I was never good enough to produce a performance as good as that. I would have tried that hard, and I could have done that bit, but what they produced out there, I thought was excellent, of a real good level. And then the connection with the fans, I think, is another thing that has just been something that I thought long and hard about before I came in, around how you connect the group with the fans. Because it can be different in different areas around. So what I want my team to look like, and then what the fan base needs its team to look like as well. It's obviously a hard working area. They work hard for what they get, and they need the team to resemble that. So trying to give them a team that they can also be proud of, and we work hard for what we get. We don't stop. We try and entertain them as well in moments. So hopefully, I think everyone can see that connection, and then hopefully we can keep it going.
Have you lost it like that before after a winner?
No, probably my biggest celebration. Don't know what happened, really. Just loads of energy, and I couldn't stand still. So I had to run somewhere, and we're not allowed on the pitch. So down the side of the pitch was one of my last options. So, I'll try and control myself better in future.
Gary, you've got an insight into how you prepared the team tactically when you were on Monday Night Football recently. Spurs have had a really settled team this season until this game with the injuries and suspensions. Did that, in a way, make it harder to prepare for what you were coming up against?
No, I thought they'd stick to what they've done, just with different players, which they did. So, and obviously, I'm not going to lie. Them missing Romero, Van der Ven, and James Maddison was a huge positive for us today. It's not the reason we won the game. We had to go out there and win the game, but would you rather face Tottenham with or without them three? You'd rather face them without them three. So. But I'm sure everywhere around the country today there'll be teams with their own issues. We've got no Pedro at the moment, who's been excellent for us. Sometimes you get unfortunate and you have to play a team at full strength. Sometimes they're missing a couple. So today we had an opportunity against the best side that Spurs could pick, and we managed to take it.
How far you still think go in terms of getting your ideas across? Will a win like that, given who it was against and given how it came so late at the end, accelerate that process a little bit in terms of the players believing what you're telling them?
Yeah, I think obviously points-wise, you could argue that we've been unfortunate to be where we are. Obviously, a lot of talk around the six that we've maybe lost from unfortunate decisions. But if I'm honest, to be 12, 13 weeks in, whatever we are, we're probably ahead of where I expected us to be. There was a lot of noise around the place, obviously from the previous coach around what this season might look like and how much of a struggle it might be. Some top quality players and experience that left in the summer. We've beaten Manchester City and Spurs at home, top two in the league, very early on in that sort of the transition that we're in. So probably ahead of the curve for where I expected us to be. But the understanding, it's important because it changes all the time. It can change in game. It'll be different at Fulham. So the more we get to work, the better the understanding will be. But I was pleased today that they showed a real good level of it, and they were together. They were never going to give up no matter what happened today. You could just see that they were a together group that were going to keep going to get what we needed.
What can be achieved this season, Gary? I mean, you've 15 points now. You've put some serious distance between yourselves and the top three as well. I mean, is it just getting to that magic 35 points number, or you don't think about that?
I don't, and I don't know what the number is anymore. So it was 40 and then 38, and now you've said 35. So I'm not sure. I think making sure that the club is in the Premier League was when I came in, and that we understood that the squad was in transition, and that was the main thing. Like, let's make sure we're in the Premier League, which we haven't done yet. So let's make sure that we're in the Premier League again next season, and. More than that for me is around the group and the performances. I know it's a results industry, but I want the fans to come here and enjoy watching the team, and I think they probably are at the moment. That's Manchester City, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Spurs, who we've basically gone toe-to-toe with, so to speak. Obviously, we've slightly lower in the pitch against Manchester City, but generally gone toe-to-toe against some top teams and managed to show that we can handle it. So... next test is obviously consistency. Played Luton and Sheffield United, haven't we, and didn't manage to get 3 points in those for various reasons. And some games coming up that we may have to be the team that goes and is on the front foot. So, need to also make sure that we can do a bit of everything.
You almost took yourself into talking about VAR.
Did I? I don't remember the VAR bit, but yeah, no, yeah, I'm looking forward to the break. Looking forward to no talk of VAR, and yeah, I thought the referees were excellent today. To be honest, I thought they were very, very good.
I think you're almost better when you're underdogs going into games.
I hope not. I think I really like, this is going to sound strange, but I really like the 45 minutes at Sheffield United, which is not enough, of course, but a back five that are difficult to break down, created 4 clear-cut chances in 45 minutes and some other real good situations. So I think there's enough there for us to be good against teams that are not as high up the table. Obviously, because of our fixtures, we get to practice that less at the moment. Generally, we are the team that understands that we need to be really good without the ball, and then we need to take our moments. But yeah, I'm hoping to get the group to a place where they can do both.
Cheers.
All right, thanks guys.